I think to say it's an honour is an understatement. It's actually more than that, because you, in actually existing in the world, represent the reason that I signed up to be a vet in the first place. Why do you think that mankind generally, and the veterinary profession specifically, should care?
Well, the veterinary profession should care because why are they in it if they don't?
Exactly.
That is the main thing. And the rest of us should care because to be a really decent human being, we need to be compassionate. That's part of humanity. And once we realize that animals are sentient and many of them sapient, then we negate our humanity if we don't care about them. I think the most important lesson I've learned is how arrogant we've been. How arrogant to feel that we're so completely different, that the other animals on the planet are there just for us. And here's an interesting fact that I discovered some time ago. A lot of people in the Christian faith have said, well, God gave us dominion over the animals and the birds and the fish. But if you go to a Hebrew scholar, that original word was mistranslated. It shouldn't be dominance, it should be a mixture between a wise king and a good steward. Doesn't that make it different to having dominance?
What do you say to vets now that become disenchanted? Why are they not standing up for the animals in the world?
Because money, because the big corporations want immediate return, because the money is, if you want to make money, have a family, well then you go and work for a big company, you go into intensive farming. If you go into intensive farming, you better not love animals too much. If you do, you won't stay. And even in vet school, at least in the US, where I spend quite a lot of time, the students, first-year students, will come to me crying and say, I want to help animals, but I don't think I can stay the course because it's too cold. It isn't allowing me to have any empathy with the animal. I'm told that's wrong. Look, if all of you who care about animals quit, then the veterinary profession will get colder and harder and colder and harder. So please hang in there. We want to help you.
I completely believe that if we are prepared to look in the mirror and if we're prepared to accept the mistakes of the past, that we can redeem ourselves. I believe there is hope. I believe you could change the world one cow at a time, one dog at a time, one chimpanzee at a time.
That's the way we do it. But
And we
have to
can.
get together rather more quickly than we're doing right now around the world.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right.
Let's
That's
get
you
together.
And me, but
Yes. But
I'm talking about the world.
But two people can change the world if they turn into 200 people, who turn into 2,000 people, who turn into 20,000 people, who turn into 2 million, 2 billion people.
2 billion, please. If we get together in time, we can undo some of the harm that we've done. And let's face it, we have done an enormous amount of harm, not only to the environment, but also to the animals with whom we share the planet. We're not the only creatures, after all, with personalities. We're not the only creatures capable of solving problems. And we're certainly not the only creatures with emotions, happiness, sadness, fear, despair, and can feel pain. The biggest difference between us and the chimpanzee is this explosive development of our intellect. So how on earth is it possible that this most intellectual of any creature that's ever walked the planet is destroying its only home? I can't answer that question, except that we have come to worship money. And yes, we need money to live, and we need a certain amount of money to live, some more than others. It goes wrong when we start living for money, instead of living for our passion, living for our ideals, living to our goals. Inside all of us is this compassionate, caring, and loving human being. And if all of us will just let that compassionate, caring human being freedom and support each other in freeing all of our inner compassionate and loving selves, what a beautiful world it will be, and a wonderful world for our children to grow up in. So, thank you.